Why you
then
so
why are
mad
you so
now?
mad when we bring
You
stuff to
read
your
it.
attention that you didn't
Right.
know, that totally
Right.
that's contradictory to what it says or the origin of the Bible.
Yeah.
It's so many things I can say about that, but let's move on because I'm quite
Let's move
sure
on.
it's
Let's move on.
gonna get brung up in this again. It's gonna get brung up in this again. But I got some stupid lyrics. I forget who said these stupid lyrics. I even forget what the song was. I think I was just letting things play in my ear while I was doing some work, and this guy said,
Right.
I'm I'm keeping it blacker than Power Rangers. And the first thing that went through my head was,
It was only one.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I
was
guess
only
you
one black
are
Power Ranger.
technically, if you got more than one black, you are keeping it blacker
Right.
than Power Rangers, I guess.
Right.
But why?
Okay.
Why
Right.
say that?
Why bring up
Yeah, it
the
don't make
Power
sense.
Rangers of all?
Why say that?
What was his point? I
Right.
didn't get what he was trying to say.
Yeah,
It's such a white show.
that was such a white show. They did have another black character on it, but it was never on at the same time.
Oh, I got a fun fact about the Power Rangers.
Go shoot it.
The Black Ranger is missing a finger.
Zach,
And if you go back and look at the stuff, you will see it.
like he missing a finger back when we was growing up, but he missing a finger now.
No, he lost his finger as a kid.
As a kid,
Yes, he's on every episode missing a finger.
that's why he was a little off balance with those moves.
No, that's if you're missing a toe. Stupid. But yeah, I was watching he has a documentary, and I was watching the documentary and found that out.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yep.
Did you see the new Power Ranger movie?
Nah, I ain't even into it like I used to be.
Man, I think you would be digging it for nostalgia purposes because they did pretty good for it's our generation of the Rangers. It's not the new generation.
Oh, okay.
And it has the Billy and Zach are the main characters. And,
really?
yeah, and all the other ones in there minus the ones that passed away. So
yeah,
they all.
And one the Green Ranger just passed away like in the past couple of years, right?
Yep. So it's pretty cool for our generation of Rangers because that's what they focus on. It's dope. It was really dope how they did. But let's get back to this seriousness because I got a theory out this world that's going to be like, wow. But you got to pay attention to it. Now, also, disclaimer to this theory of mine. This is if you believe in the brainwashing of the American language. And I once said that I believe that I think the American English language, like I stated before, is so bad. It retards all of humans who speak English. And I also think that they use that language to brainwash people because we have 100 words that mean the exact same thing, we use each one of those 100 words differently.
Right.
And again, that messes up people's thought process and the psychologically. Go ahead, Karen.
No, I was gonna say we've been bamboozled.
Yeah, bamboozled.
Led astray.
we so brainwashed. We so brainwashed that we don't even realize that we actually are speaking other languages. It's just in English. Like the words that we're using are other languages pieced together to make this one word that we always been using in this context. But you look it up in the dictionary, it means what we're saying, but not in the context of how we're using it.
Which is, that's retarded.
Exactly. So I forget which movie I was watching, but it made me think about the word fiction. And what is fiction? Fiction, yes. Fiction is supposed to be any story told that's not true. right?
Right.
Fiction is nonfiction disguised as fiction.
Fiction is nonfiction
Disguised
disguised.
as fiction.
Did I hear
Basically,
it? Right.
fiction is telling you the truth, but it's disguised to be
But it's telling you not to believe it.
Yes, yes.
Right.
So when
Right.
I looked up fiction, let me bring this up here. Let me bring this up. When I looked up fiction, it says literature in the form of prose, 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 especially short stories and novels that describe imagery, events, and people. Bullet point: invention or fabrication as opposed to fact. It also has another bullet point: a belief or statement that is false, but that is often held to be true because it is expedient to do so. Keep that part in mind. I didn't know what prose meant, so I looked up that word prose.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Prose is prose. Prose is written or spoken language in its ordinary form without metric structure. Bullet points you have to pay attention to: plain or dull writing, discouraged, discourse, 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 right?
Yeah. Discourse.
Discourse or expression. Discourse or expression.
Mm-hmm.
Another term for sequence: talk tediously, compose in or invert into prose. Now, that's the same thing as what we just got finished saying is fiction is prose. I didn't know what metrical structure was. When I looked that up, it went from being metrical structure to metrical phonology. You know what phonology is?
What is that? Say that again? What's the word?
Study of language.
Phonology.
Phonology.
Kind of like phonics.
Oh,
kind of like
yeah.
Hooked
okay.
on like phonics.
Hooked on phonics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Phonology.
Okay.
It's a study of language. Study of language.
So it's pH.
Yes, pH. So when I
Gotcha.
read what that structure was, that's where all the brainwashing comes from. If we were to believe into this theory of mine, how American language is brainwashing folks. Now, they say that words are spells, a magical spell, as they say, which will help in the brainwashing process here. And phonology, this metric phonology structure that they have here, it goes off to read off to tell you about how words are pronounced and dictated. Kind of like the best way to explain it is Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy. I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot.
Okay, because I don't know nothing about that.
Okay,
well, I don't know nothing about that either. Sorry.
Okay, well, Guardians of the Galaxy has this character, this tree guy, and his name is Groot, and he only could say those three words: "I am Groot." But he say those three words in different types of ways. I am Groot. I am Groot. That
right. It means like different.
It means different stuff. He's talking to you, like how me and you talking to you about saying I am Groot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Basically like a Pokemon. Pikachu, Pikachu, all that stuff.
And it's just like how we, saying, we'd be like, man, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Like, I'm really hungry.
Exactly.
Like,
yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I am Groot is actually based, that character language is actually based off a real language itself. But that metric structure that fiction is based off of, it probably will help too if I break up nonfiction for anybody else who would like to listen to this. Nonfiction, prose writing that is based on facts, real events, and real people, such as biographies or history.
That's nonfiction?
That's nonfiction. And since we know that American history is fiction, but it's written to be nonfiction, that is the fiction as nonfiction disguised as fiction. But again, you know me, Kev, I'm thinking more into it. That's why I brought the metrics. I looked up that whole metric structure thing, which again, when I put in metric structure, it didn't bring up metric structure, it brought up metric phonology, which again, that right there tells you it's something else onto it right there. Because they didn't recognize structure, but they knew what I was talking about though.
Right.
So, but that metric phonology talks about how we say words and stuff, and we say them in like how groups say them, but we don't realize that we're kind of being brainwashed from all the subconsciousness that we already been subdued to or subjected to throughout our livelihood. So when we're watching all this fiction stuff, and even though it's rated R, and even though it say based on true events, they telling you right there. They telling you that this went down, but we gonna tell it like this because Bambi has to, Dumbo has to, Pinocchio really wasn't.
Right.
So again, and that all comes down to, again, religion. You want to bring that in as a part of it because, like I stated earlier, I feel that religion is the key to unbrainwashing whatever type of brainwashing there is happening to get other people to actually start thinking. Once we get other people to start thinking, maybe unity can happen. Maybe they can subdue the flames of fear if they understood that what they're reading, what they're watching is telling you the truth. Don't Look Up is fiction out this world. That movie Don't Look Up, straight up fiction. But it's straight up telling everybody how they live in their life while they're watching the movie. And we're all being entertained by reality subconsciously. Even though we go to these Broadway shows, we go to the movie theaters, we go to see all this stuff, and we're doing the right thing by taking our mind out of reality to be entertained by our choice of entertainment. But for some reason, the mechanism or whatever you want to call it scientifically, chromosome, whatever, is not tweaking back to where we're realizing that what we just got finished looking at and being entertained by and escaping from, when the credits roll, we snap back to exactly what we just got finished looking at and being entertained by, and don't even realize that we are what it is that we're looking at.
The line is blurred,
I like to call that being aware of your own delusion. You're making a choice to stay retarded because just reality for some reason is just so mind-blowing that this other retarded saying that I got, not to call retarded, ignorance is bliss. That's such a retarded saying to me because at that point, you're making the choice to treat other people the way that you don't want to be treated. You're making that choice. It's not something making you bliss or ignorant. It's not something making you ignorant, even though it is, but you're aware that it's making you ignorant. And since it's not directly on your doorstep, you ain't gonna worry about it because bliss is where to be at.
But Donnie, look up the word ignorant.
All right.
What does it mean?
Let's see.
It means not knowing, right?
Not
know
something. Lack of information. And we use it out of context.
all the time. Yes, we're all
Yeah, and
ignorant.
we're always thinking that ignorant is meaning that you're stupid or